Madison slams the door behind her. I'm done. They're monsters. The fake heiress is out. I am in. Richard frowns at my transcript, veins popping in his neck. You attend this dump? Absolutely not. We are arranging a transfer to the Ivy League. Now. Meredith circles me. Her eyes dissect my cheap outfit. I'm hiring a full glam squad. You need to look like us. Today. Sullivan tosses a black card onto the table. It spins to a stop in front of me. $2 million, he commands. Spend it all before dinner. Me? ? Send help. They act like walking red flags. They think they are punishing me with extreme control. But forcing me to have a perfect life without making a single decision? That is my love language. I spent 18 years rotting in the trenches of the working class. Just as I got my college acceptance letter, the plot twist hit. I was the lost daughter of the ultra-wealthy Sia family. Day 1 at the manor. Madison walked out without a backward glance. She acted like she was escaping a dragon's lair. Before she left, she leaned in close, her voice dripping with martyrdom. This house is a prison. I've been suffocating for years. Just remember, she whispered. I took this bullet for you for 18 years. She looked so genuinely miserable that I actually felt a spike of panic. My brain instantly conjured up every dark billionaire trope in the book. Toxic family feuds. Trashy melodrama. Maybe a dungeon in the basement. No way. It couldn't really be that bad, right? I looked at my new family. They stood there, radiating an icy, intimidating aura. Richard stared at my high school transcript like it was a contagious disease. His brow furrowed deep. This university is trash, he declared. No daughter of this family is going to a third-rate institution. Sullivan, fix this. Get your sister into a top-tier university. Sullivan pushed up his gold-rimmed glasses. The movement was precise. Elegant. Perfect timing, he said coolly. Madison refused to go abroad. She insisted on staying local to be with that thug. I thought the admission slot was going to go to waste. Thank God my real sister is here. His tone dropped 10 degrees when he mentioned the thug. You could practically hear the frost forming in the air. Meredith, who had been silent until now, finally spoke. Her voice was crisp, melodic, and absolutely ruthless. Sullivan, listen to me. From this moment on, she is just Madison. She has no claim to our name anymore. Your only sister is Willow. I had been worried I wouldn't fit in. But hearing that absolute dismissal of the outsider, my anxiety evaporated instantly. Sullivan showed me the brochure for the new university. I flipped through the pages and froze. This school is incredible. Sullivan looked surprised. Willow, do you not hate Dad? ? I blinked. Why would I hate him? He arranged this without asking you, Sullivan said. He adjusted his glasses. That was what Madison hated most. She said we were controlling. That she was suffocating. He looked down. She said she was finally free to escape us. We thought. Maybe we were wrong. I almost laughed aloud. Madison, the princess who had never known hunger, complaining that her shoes were the wrong brand while walking on a red carpet. Sullivan, I said. In my old home, I had freedom. I could skip class. I could choose a garbage school. No one cared. But let me tell you about that freedom. I remember buying a shirt once. It was slightly more expensive than usual. My mother, my foster mother, started screaming in the middle of the store. What kind of shady shop is this? You are scamming a little girl. It's a total rip-off. The sales clerk looked at me with pure contempt. I stood there, wishing the ground would swallow me. That shame? It never leaves you. That is why I have decision paralysis. Because every choice I made carried the risk of humiliation. I remembered hearing my foster dad, Earl, brag to the neighbors. You can't control kids, he'd say, leaning back. If you manage them too much, they rebel. Look at Willow. I barely have to watch her. And she gets good grades, right? Did I? Maybe. But if I hadn't been young and ignorant, I wouldn't have picked that garbage high school. I could have scored higher. I could have gone to my dream university. He used freedom as an excuse. It was a way to dodge his responsibilities as a parent. He let me run wild because he was too lazy to guide me. Is that true love? Hardly. I looked up at Sullivan. My voice was steady. Sullivan, you guys aren't wrong. I like this. Every time I had to make a choice before, I was fighting a war all by myself. I'm tired of it. When you guys handle things, it makes me feel like I'm not alone anymore. Sullivan looked at me. For the first time, the cool facade cracked. He smiled. It was a look of pure, unadulterated affection. He reached out and ruffled my hair. He didn't say a word, but the light came back into his amber eyes. They shimmered like top-shelf honey. Warm, rich. I adapted to life at the manor fast. Here, I didn't need to make choices. Everything was arranged. Properly. Meticulously. Just be obedient, and you get the best of everything. Help. Do you have any idea how appealing that is to someone with crippling decision paralysis? Meredith hired a squad. Makeup artists. Personal trainers. Stylists. She was determined to polish me until I shined. As a daughter of this family, she declared, you must maintain a flawless image. She seized every moment to train me. Etiquette. Poise. Grace. Dinner was a lesson. She frowned, tapping the table lightly. Don't lower your head to the soup. Bring the spoon to your mouth. And silence, please. I was clumsy, but I tried desperately to absorb it all. I knew the truth. If she didn't care about me integrating into high society, she wouldn't waste her energy teaching me. She would have just let me embarrass myself. After weeks of Meredith's boot camp, I was reborn. I looked in the mirror and gasped. The girl staring back was glowing. She looked like she had a permanent beauty filter on. Meredith's taste was impeccable. Richard wasn't to be outdone. No daughter of mine is living in a dorm, he announced aggressively. The conditions are trash. He bought a house right next to the university. He even arranged a driver to take me to and from classes every day. This was the suffocating control Madison hated so much. I looked around. I saw parents who were terrified their daughter would suffer even a tiny bit of discomfort. I saw meticulous care. The night before my flight, Sullivan took me to the mall. We walked into the luxury boutique. I looked at the price tags. The string of zeros behind the numbers made my vision blur. My old enemy, decision paralysis, kicked down the door of my brain. Panic set in. This was too expensive. I stood there, frozen between the bag I actually wanted and the cheapest thing on the shelf. Suddenly, a familiar voice cut through the quiet hum of the store. Brother, I can't believe you're here. It was Madison. She was clinging to the arm of a short man. She was smiling. It was a saccharine smile that didn't reach her eyes. Sullivan didn't smile back. His face was a mask of absolute indifference. Madison, he said. His voice was flat. We are not siblings anymore. Do not address me that way. He paused, adjusting his gold-rimmed glasses. It creates unnecessary misunderstandings. Madison opened her mouth, but the man beside her scoffed first. Who cares? Babe, let's just shop. It was Cohen. He dragged Madison to the other side of the store. A moment later, his voice drifted over. It was loud. Trashy. These bags are trash. Look at that price. It's a scam for idiots. A total ripoff. Come on, Madison. Let's go. This time, he tried to pull her, but Madison didn't move. Her heels were glued to the floor in front of the season's newest arrival. Is it really that expensive? She whispered. She sounded genuinely baffled. Meredith always just left them in my room. I never had to pick them out. I never saw the tags. She turned to him, eyes wide. Cohen, buy it for me. I really want it. Cohen was stubborn. They argued back and forth for a full minute. He refused to budge. Then he said it. Babe, we can look on Temu. They have way more styles. You can get anything there for like $5. I almost choked on air. Madison looked desperate. She saw that Cohen wasn't going to open his wallet. Cohen, if you don't buy it, I'll ask my brother. She grabbed the bag. She walked right up to Sullivan. She switched on the charm, her voice dropping into a practiced whine. Brother, buy this for your Madison? Please. Cohen's face turned a spectacular shade of green. He looked like he had swallowed a live toad. Sullivan didn't flinch. He reached up and adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses. He looked at her. The movement was slow, deliberate. The air pressure in the store seemed to drop. The silence became heavy, physical. It pressed down on my shoulders. I am not your brother anymore, Sullivan said. His voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. It was absolute. Please have some self-respect. Madison's face turned scarlet. Humiliation radiated off her in waves. Do you have to be this cruel? She hissed. Fine. Sullivan, remember this. She grabbed Cohen's arm and stormed out, her heels clicking furiously against the marble floor.